What's up everybody, CJ Thomas, St Louis Fitness Bootcamp. So today I want to talk to you about turning negatives into positives. So what does that mean? You may think that's a concept that applies to life, and it is, it's that too. But we can apply it to our workout also, and I want to try and show you how to do that here, okay? So what do I mean by negatives? So negatives, there's three basic sources of strength when you're doing any kind of movement, okay? So you've got the concentric movement. Let's take a bicep curl for instance right here. Concentric, that's when you're curling up to the top. That's on the way up. Eccentric, that's on the way down. That would also be called the negative portion of the movement right there. And there's also isometric, so that would be where you're just holding static in that position right there, okay? So three different versions. Concentric, when we're closing the gap in between, bringing that muscle in and contracting it, or when we're lengthening the muscle, that's the eccentric, and then isometric, holding in one spot. So one thing that we will notice is that the eccentric, where we're coming on the way down, tends to be a stronger force for us, okay? We're just stronger in our muscles. That's the way our body is built, okay? So when the weight is coming away, you can control that more than maybe you can getting the weight up. You'll notice that a lot of times getting the weight up is the hardest portion, but I a lot of times will emphasize that we want to slow on the way down in any of our moves. We do this in rows, we do this in push-ups, we do this in a lot of things. You know, a 4-count push-up on the way down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then come all the way up. So why do we do that? It's because we're trying to strengthen the muscle in a different way. So the muscle may not be ready to handle a certain weight on the way up, but it will be ready if we train it on the way down first. So we try to train ourselves how to use a certain weight or a certain technique. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways to do this. We'll do it with curls, we'll do it with push-ups, and we'll do it with pull-ups. Let me show you push-ups first here. So push-ups. In a push-up position right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower myself down. So you may be at that point where you've been going on push-ups from the knees for a while and you can't quite make it to the toes and you don't know how to make that transition. So you can do plenty of these push-ups from the knees, keeping a flat body position, keeping the good form we've talked about in other videos. But when you come up to the toes, maybe you can only get 1, and that's about it, and you're done right there, okay? So what we might want to do is start working on the negatives, okay? The negative, and we turn it into a positive, okay? See the theme here coming together? All right, so the negative is the way down on the push-up right here. So I'm going to start from my toes, and I'm going to come down slowly. 2, 3, 4. You can lengthen this out. You could do an 8-count even and go slower. At the bottom, I'm holding a hover. That's the isometric portion of the movement. And then I try to come up. Now, if you're not there yet, you just come to the knees and you press back up to the top. Now I go back to the toes and I work on that negative again. So I'm training my body to carry the weight that it's not used to carrying right here from the toes. And by doing that, you're starting to train the muscles in a different way here. Go to the knees and come back up right there. So my chest is now being trained to be able to hold that kind of weight. Even though it couldn't hold my whole body weight to press up from that position, I can hold it on the way down. And I'm starting to train my muscles. They're starting to feel like what it's like to hold that weight, and then eventually we can press up from that position as well. So you can work on it with push-ups. I do the same thing I did recently with my curls. So my bicep curls, you know, a lot of these things we get stuck on a certain weight after a certain amount of time. So I do my curls, and this is a 20 right here. I can do 20s all day long. But what I can't do is a 50-pound weight. So a 50-pound weight, this is very difficult for me to get up right here, and I can maybe only get a few reps right there. But once that muscle's fatigued, what I can do is I can assist myself, get it up, and practice holding the weight slow as I can on the way down. So I'll do about 8 reps like that, and I'll just pull it back up and slow on the way down right there. So that's how you start to train yourself to be able to handle weight that you couldn't necessarily handle before right there. Nice and slow on the way down, so you breathe out as you go right there, okay? One more version I'm going to show you on a pull-up right here. I know a lot of us, especially the ladies in class, maybe you think you can't do a pull-up, you've never done a pull-up before. There's ways we can train that too using the same technique, okay? Using the negatives. Coming back to my pull-up bar right here. Now you might think, I can't even get up to the top. How am I going to do my negatives? Just step up on a chair. If you can't get up to the top, you step up on a chair and you start at the top. So while you may not be able to hold a position, or you may not be able to pull yourself up, what you might be able to do is hold at the top position and slowly lower yourself. And you start training those lats. So let me show you right here. When I come up to the top, you can jump up or you can step up on the chair like I was saying. So I'll come up to the top, try and hold, and slowly come down from this position as slow as you can. It might not be quite that slow at first. You might come up here and it might be more like that. But you start to train that instead of going for a 3-second hold on the way down. So you're started here, and I go down as slow as I can, and I'm holding using the lats right here. The back is what does a lot of the work on a pull-up, these wing-shaped muscles on the back right here, okay? So that's what we do with the pull-up right there, and that's how you can start to train yourself, okay? There's other ways to train on a pull-up. If you guys are super interested in that, I can make another video showing you some of those techniques, but I just wanted to focus today on how we can turn negatives into positives inside our workout. So the negative, again, once again, that eccentric strength, when the muscle is lengthening, that's the eccentric, that's the negative, but we turn it into a positive. So think about that. Maybe that'll help some of you understand why we do a 4-count release a lot of times on a row or on a curl. We do this on squats. We do this on everything. So if you want a complete training program that works this kind of stuff in automatically, come check us out at St. Louis Fitness Bootcamp. We get all of these different techniques included, and we train your body in all kinds of different ways so that you can get past those precipices, those little sticking points. We help you get past that by changing up either the load, or we change up the volume, or we change up something else. We change up the technique so that your muscles learn a different way to train, okay guys? So, turning negatives into positives. It's a concept for your workout, also a concept in life. What's something negative in your life you can turn into a positive? You get to decide that. I'll leave that one to you. You guys leave me some comments if you like this video and you'd like to see others like it. CJ Thomas signing off. Talk to you later.